Recorded live with little or no editing, it's Roster Roast, and today we're going to be going over IVXZ's War Defense. Now, if you haven't ever been to one of these Roster Roasts before, basically we grade people on power levels, placement, ISO weights, and who they're using on a defense. And just in the past couple of weeks, these war defenses have started changing drastically. We're starting to see a lot more hybrids out there. But I like to tell people, if you're just starting, don't worry about building anything outside of the meta standard defenses. If you're a longtime player and you're starting to come up on full clears, it's time to start building hybrids. New guys always want to focus on offenses more than defenses. Let's jump into it, though. Oh, side note, there's a fifth criteria that people wanted me to mention. It's my mood. If I happen to be in a good mood, I might bump you up half a grade, or a bad mood, take you down half a grade. So that seems to be a factor in this. So, don't hold on to it too seriously. I do what I can. All right. So for Ivy's first war defense team, it's a straight-up Asgardian team. Okay. So I don't like this placement. I don't like that cluster of 3 if you're going to run a standard Asgardian team. I think you should move at least one of those out of there, like maybe swap Loki and Heimdall or something like that. I think would probably be appropriate. Or maybe Hela. Well, if you swapped Hela and Heimdall, I'd have the same problem. When I run symbiotes, I just come in and look for that cluster of 3 and then use Venom Special, and then they all have heal block. Those are the 3 you want to take out first, Thor being the first one. So I don't like that placement. Otherwise, it's okay. I don't actually like running Asgardians at all anymore. Even for newer players, the Asgardian team just fell off a cliff. I think that you should take out Thor, put him over on Wave 1 Avengers, and then use Hela and Loki on the Merc team. But let's see how this goes, though. Striker should be for Hela, not Raider. I know she has that area of effect attack, but the thing is that Loki, with this team of 5, he's placing the taunt going first with Skirmisher, then Hela comes in with Striker, and you want her to double tap that person, and it's going to kill somebody. So I think that she should be Striker. When you're running them off of this team and they don't have all 5 Asgardians, then you want her on Raider for sure. Thor as a healer seems strange. He should be Raider, possibly Striker. I think Raider, though.
I have him on a Striker. You
have him as Striker? Yeah. And then Heimdall as healer, that's fine. You could also have him as Raider. Sif doesn't need Fortifier. She's the last person standing every single time, so I would put her as a healer or Skirmisher or anything other than Fortifier. She just doesn't need it. Most tanks in the game don't. There are a few exceptions, but most tanks don't need Fortifier. Fortifier is for the squishy characters. Your power levels are really good. You got the power in the right places. So placement, ISOs, I'd like to see a different team. I'm thinking this is like a C-. All right, team number 2 is your Techerva Guardians, something like this. I'm not really sure what you're doing with this team here. So right off the bat, Star-Lord's missing an ISO. He should be Striker, along with Rocket, who is Striker. That's good. And then you change Groot to Skirmisher. That way there's a triple and quadruple hit combo going off of that. Get rid of Drax. You could use him on your Asgardians in place of Thor if you don't break up that team entirely. Otherwise, you could drop Ultron in here. Thanos if you don't have Black Order. Vision is another one. That's the original Techerva team, is Vision in place of Drax. But I don't like Drax in here. It's just kind of a waste. It ends up taking away from the combos that Rocket and Star-Lord can do with Groot if he has the Skirmisher ISO, which he does not. Hela has healer, that's correct. Drax as a healer is probably okay. He does some self-heal things. He's got a pretty good health bar. I think he's got high armor or something too, but that works. The other one you could do is maybe Raider.
Hela.
Yeah.
You meant Minerva. You meant Minerva, not Hela.
Oh, Minerva, excuse me. Yes, Minerva. Am I saying Hela? Okay, Minerva. Yeah, move Star-Lord to the outside. Should go Star-Lord, Rocket, then Minerva, then Groot, and then probably Vision or Ultron if you want to run this team. It's a pretty decent team for offense. It works okay on defense. It just requires a bigger team to come in and beat them, but nothing special. It's really not a great defensive team. I kind of like them on offense as a cleanup. So probably using the wrong people. You've got poor placement. I mean, there's a case to be made for putting Star-Lord between those two because if he's going to be between 2 people, those are the 2 you want to between. But it's better to have him on the end, giving all his energy to Rocket. So fix the ISOs, fix the placement, probably drop somebody out. Your power levels are okay. This is like a, I want to say a D+, C-. And I'll give you a C-.
I'd stick Drax onto Asgard, onto
Asgardians?
Asgardian team.
Yeah, Drax on Asgardians.
That size Drax. Switch him to a fortifier, try and get it to like a level 3.
Yeah, I don't even think you'd need to put him as a fortifier. I think you could put him on there as a healer, and I think he'd work better on the Asgardians. Okay.
Just that extra little bit of survivability in it, because
mine's
only
I'm on the wrong screen.
Drax.
I'm on the wrong damn screen. Oh, that's what happens when you run 2 monitors. Okay. Here we got Marauders. Standard meta team. I don't like your placement. I don't like your placement at all. I think it should go Strife, Sabretooth, then Mystique, and then the other two. It doesn't matter which place the other two are. They're both pretty tough. The reason I put Sabretooth next to Strife is to save, I believe it's Deflects that she has, or is it Evades? It's something that she has, and splash damage will get rid of that, whereas you could pass that off to Sinister, who then passes it back to the rest of the team. So that placement is really bad. Because why is Sabretooth all the way over here? I mean, yeah, he's your smallest character. Oh, wow, your power levels. Okay. This is kind of a mess over here. It's kind of a screwed up team. Skirmisher. This Strife is the only tank in the game, I think. Maybe there's one other I'm forgetting, but I think Strife is the only one who actually should use Fortifier. He has a barrier mechanic built in, so I would change him to Fortifier or Healer. But definitely not Skirmisher. You can keep her as Skirmisher, that's okay. Striker is okay on Emma, although I like Healer. She has one of the biggest health bars in the game. She really puts out some health. Also, she has some self-healing properties, and like a level 5 4 red star Emma heals a lot. Like, she's hard to kill. So I would switch her to Healer. Sinister as Healer is good, and you should put him as Raider. Sabretooth is Raider. So... and then your power levels. The Strife needs to be like the second or third biggest person on the team. He's what keeps the team alive because no one can get through him. Okay, so fix placement. Adjust your power levels a little bit. I'd say change some of those ISOs. It's a good team. It's one of the best defensive teams. You're just not utilizing it properly. So let's give a C for this. Let's see. Number 4 is a Doc Ock Sinister 6. You're missing an ISO on Shocker. Now, the preferred team lineup here is going to be replace Vulture and Shocker with Mysterio and Rhino. But maybe you just had the higher red stars on these guys, and that's okay. If this is where your power is at, then go ahead and use it. There's not a huge difference. It's kind of pick and choose. However, I would like to... What was that?
Doc Ock's the main part of the team anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Sinister 6 is like 20%, and then you throw Doc Ock on, and now they're like a 90% win team. I'd like to see this this placement change. So if you're going to run these guys, I think you should go Vulture. I think you should go Vulture, Electro, Doc Ock, Swarm, Shocker. I think that's the placement you should go. You want your 2 chargeable people next to Doc Ock because they're the high target priorities. He's going to be adding deflects and stuff to them, so make them adjacent to Doc Ock. Put these 2 guys on the outside. Get Skirmisher? Is that what we want? No, we want Raider. Raider for him or Skirmisher? I'm not sure. I never run Shocker on this team, so I don't even know what to put on him. I'm guessing Skirmisher or Raider. You could put...
His first moves, he'll do his offense up anyway.
Yeah, but his health bar isn't big enough to warrant Healer. There's a case for Fortifier because he's kind of squishy. You definitely want Raider on Vulture. He's got AoEs and chain or splash damage and stuff. Raider for Electro is good. Striker for Swarm is okay. You could also do Raider. Hell, you could do Skirmisher there too. Healer on Doc Ock for sure. Doc Ock has to be Healer. Your power levels are kind of even. You need to start farming Electro as soon as she comes available. And what store is she going to be in? She's coming somewhere. The Blitz store. She's coming to the Blitz store. She'll be in the Blitz store on Wednesday, so start farming her up. Not a bad defensive team. You can also use them on offense. I like them on defense. So fix your placement, fix your ISOs. If these are the two best people you got, then that's okay. I'm not gonna dock you for that. I'll say this is a C.
No pun intended.
No,
he's not gonna dock.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I missed that one. All right. I hate these ISOs. I don't like this placement at all. This is an interesting comp for the Mercs. You've got Killmonger on here with Bullseye, which is okay, but you should replace Bullseye with Shuri. And then you should have Shuri, Killmonger, and then I would go Merc, Riot Guard, Lieutenant, and then Taskmaster on the end for placement. I mean, if you're using Shuri someplace else, then okay, I get it. But Bullseye's fast. Like he has a place on this team. He goes quick and he does damage. The thing is that you have Taskmaster as a healer instead of a skirmisher. If you're running this many mercs, you should try and put most of them as striker, and then you're getting triple hit combos off of Taskmaster. So Taskmaster, for this composition, Taskmaster needs to be a skirmisher, and Bullseye needs to be a striker. You don't need Fortifier on Riot Guard. You should put him as either a healer or a striker. Same thing with Lieutenant. You don't want him as Fortifier, although I understand he's kind of squishy and you're trying to protect him from maybe getting hit with an X-Force opener. So it's not terrible, but I definitely think he should be healer. He's got a lot of healing properties that takes into account. And then you need to definitely bring up your power levels on Killmonger. He's got some self-healing stuff that's good. You could use him as a raider or on this team as a striker for the combos. Placement's bad. ISOs are terrible. And your power levels need a little bit of work, but it's a good team. You can run this composition. I'd like to see Shuri here in place of Bullseye. I think this is a C+. And we have the Wave 1 Avengers with Vision. Your placement is off. Your ISOs, well, you know what? Vision is as Fortifier. I mean, there's a case to be made there, but I think he's either a level 5 skirmisher or he's a raider. I really think that's where he should go. He's got area of attack, area of effect, and he's got splash damage and chains and all kinds of crap. So raider is really good. If you're going to go hardcore for him, you need to bring him to level 5 skirmisher. That boost and focus makes everything work because he can't land anything. Nothing sticks with him. He doesn't clear anything. It drives me nuts. His focus is piss poor. And here he's supposed to have like the Mind Stone, and he can't focus on anything. Whatever. Your placement. You need to move Captain America to the end, then Hulk, and then Black Widow. You can also run Thor on this team. He's great on this team. Get him off your Avengers and put him out here. As for power levels, you're even across the board, and that's pretty much where you should be. Yeah. So you've got okay characters. You need to change your placement, and the ISOs aren't terrible. These ISOs work. If you want to run Fortifier on Vision, that's fine. But I wouldn't. I'd actually go Black Widow, then Vision, and then Hawkeye with this composition, because if Black Widow isn't in stealth, then Vision might dodge a chain attack.
Dodges a lot.
I'm actually going to go a B- on this team because your ISOs are pretty good. It's just your placement that needs to be moved around. All right, number 7 is S.H.I.E.L.D. Fury Coulson with Captain Marvel on this team. I don't think Captain Marvel belongs on this team. You're trying to make them hit harder, and I understand that. They don't hit very hard, but their thing is all about sustain and turn meter rewind. So you need to replace Captain Marvel with Assaulter. And Quake can stay on this team, but I like S.H.I.E.L.D. security better. That's the true meta for this team, and it works okay. You need to bring up the power levels on your medic because she's going to die quick. Everybody's going to target her so that Coulson can't be revived. So with these characters, I think your placement is off with these characters. You should always have Medic and Coulson as far apart from each other as possible. And then the others really don't matter. You've got some adjacent stuff going on with Fury. So then, okay, let's go Medic, Quake. I'm not used to seeing her on this team. Medic, Quake, and then we'll go Captain Marvel, Fury, and then Coulson. And that way they're adjacent to Fury and getting the energy to the important characters. You're missing ISOs on some characters. Quake is Raider, Medic is Healer, Fury should be Raider to make him crit more. Coulson should be Raider to make him crit more. And if you run Assaulter on this team, Assaulter should also be Raider. Then you're getting almost 100% crits on the entire team. And then they start doing the damage that you're trying to make up for with Captain Marvel right here. So I think you should change who you have on this team and then fix your placement and then change and add ISOs to the characters who need it. I think this is actually a really terrible build. I'm going to give you a D for this. And your 8th and final team is Shield Guards. You know what? I say that this is an F. Normally that this is what an F is or equivalent to. But honestly, like if you're a newer player, this is a perfectly acceptable thing to do, is put in your Shield Guards in here and use a team on offense instead. Save your characters for offense. But this is an F right here. It's just an empty slot. It's a free win for the other team. All right, this has been IVXZ's War Defense Roster Roast. If you like what you saw, you can find me here on Twitch streaming Mondays 9 to noon Pacific, or you can catch me post these videos to YouTube, or you can find me on my Discord. There's links in the description. So thanks for joining me. Remember, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves. Bye.
Get roasted.